Let's face it, the world of work is going through a massive shakeup, and its name is artificial intelligence. The big question isn't if your job is going to change anymore, but how it's going to change. So today, we're going to build a brand new playbook, not just for getting by, but for actually thriving in this new age of AI.
To really get what's at stake, let's just start with this pretty intense statement. It really gets to the heart of the anxiety a lot of us are feeling. The old advice was always, oh, just retrain for a different job. But what if this time is different? What if there isn't another job to just retrain for? And look, this isn't about scaring you. It's about being real about the size of the challenge ahead of us.
And that leads us right to the big question for this whole explainer. Is there a plan B? And the answer is yes, absolutely. But it's probably not what you're thinking. It's not about learning to code faster or picking up some new technical skill. It's about finding a completely new way to be human at work.
Okay, so to get to the solution, we first have to really wrap our heads around why this tech revolution is just not like the others. We're not just talking about automating a few repetitive tasks anymore. We are witnessing the end of routine as we know it. Think about it like this. All the big inventions of the past, the wheel, the printing press, they were tools that helped us do a job better. But AI is something else entirely. It's a meta-invention. It's not just a tool for the job, it's a tool that can invent other tools. It can automate the very process of thinking and invention itself. And that's exactly why the old playbook of just learn the new tool is totally broken. And this shows you the crazy new speed we're dealing with. Deloitte calls it the compressing S-curve. See, the old model gave us these nice, long, predictable plateaus where we could plan our careers. But AI is squeezing that curve. It's forcing us to jump to the next big thing faster and more often, just to keep up. The whole idea of a 5-year plan, that's pretty much over.
So if we can't outcompute or outprocess the machine, what are we supposed to do? We pivot. And here's the surprising part. The answer to automation isn't to act more like a machine, it's to double down on being human. This is what's being called our human edge.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good, fluffy idea. The data actually backs it up. Deloitte found that companies that go all in on a tech-first AI strategy, they're actually more likely to underperform. But the ones who focus on a human-centric approach, they are 1.6 times more likely to blow past their goals. The message couldn't be clearer. Investing in people really, really pays off.
So what exactly is this human edge? Well, it's all the stuff that makes us uniquely human. It's our ability to adapt on the fly, to get creative, and to use our judgment when things get messy, uncertain, and completely new. Anyone can copy technology, but our humanity, that's not replicable, and that's where our real advantage is going to be. And the people in charge are starting to get it. According to Gartner, a whopping 80% of organizations aren't just looking to automate jobs away. No, they're actively planning to expand what their human employees do, pushing them into more valuable roles as AI handles the boring stuff. This isn't just a small tweak, it's a massive redesign of the very idea of work. Okay, so let's get practical. What does it actually mean to lean into our human edge? Well, the first new core skill is what we call sense-making. In a world that's just drowning in AI-generated answers, the real value comes from asking the right questions and finding a path through all the noise. I love how Harvard Business Impact puts it. You should start thinking of your new job title as Chief Sense-Maker. You're not just a decision-maker following a script anymore. Your job is to be the human guide for these incredibly powerful AI systems, helping them navigate the chaos and the ambiguity of the real world. This means you have to be the one who owns the gray areas. All those complex situations where an algorithm just throws up its hands. We're talking about tricky strategic problems, tough ethical calls, and navigating huge cultural shifts. Your judgment in those moments, that's something no machine can replace. All right, on to the second skill, and you'll see how these start to build on each other. It's all about human-centric connection and empathy. Because as AI gets better and better at pure logic and data, our emotional intelligence becomes a premium currency. And this quote from Gartner just nails it. The future is a partnership. It's not about humans versus AI. It's about designing systems where the technology handles the routine, freeing up humans to provide that irreplaceable context, that empathy, and that gut-feeling judgment when it matters most.
So where does this skill actually make a difference? Well, it's in handling those emotionally charged conversations. It's in using the time AI frees up to build way deeper relationships with customers. And it's absolutely critical for mentoring people and fighting what's been called cultural debt. That loss of trust and connection that happens when we lean too heavily on machines.
This third skill is a really fundamental shift in how we even think about technology. It's about going from being just a person who uses AI to becoming an AI orchestrator. This example of a credit officer really makes it click. In the past, their job was to manually approve one loan at a time. Today, they're not making the individual decisions anymore. Instead, they define the rules for the AI, they test it with different scenarios, and they essentially coach the system to make it smarter. They're the human strategist, guiding the machine's execution. So what this means is that all your years of experience, all that deep knowledge you've built up, it doesn't just go away. Actually, it becomes more valuable than ever. Your expertise is the essential ingredient needed to train, to guide, and to keep these AI systems updated so they're actually accurate and useful. And that brings us to the fourth and final skill, which honestly is less of a skill and more of a whole new mindset: continuous real-time adaptability. And you could argue this is the one that holds the entire playbook together. I mean, the difference here is just night and day. That old school linear career ladder where you just climb one rung at a time, it's gone. The new model is more like being an agile expert, someone who can parachute into different projects and teams and apply their skills fluidly. Your value isn't tied to a job title anymore. It's tied to your ability to adapt and solve problems wherever they pop up. So let's pull all of this together. The new reality, yeah, it's a little intimidating, but it's also incredibly empowering. These skills we've talked about, sense-making, empathy, orchestration, and adaptability, they're not just trendy buzzwords. They are our new game plan for survival. If there is one single thing you take away from all this, let it be this simple but powerful line from Harvard Business Impact. The new imperative is this: don't just perform, pivot. We have to shift our entire mindset away from just doing a fixed set of tasks and toward being constantly ready to pivot, to learn, and to reinvent what we bring to the table. So ask yourself, AI isn't just changing the tasks we do, it's rewriting the very definition of our roles at work. The story of the future of work is literally being written as we speak. So the only real question left is, who's holding the pen?